Hello, everyone. I'm Elise as Another Truth here on YouTube. I hope you're all doing well and you're taking great care of yourselves. I want to begin with an important content warning. Today's discussion will cover sensitive topics including mold-related health issues, moldy conversations that we've heard time and time again, misinformation, eating disorders, mental health challenges, and dishonesty. If any of these subjects might be triggering for you, please feel free to come back at another time. I've included some of the resources in the description box that may be helpful, but please ensure you vet any resources that I put in there or any ads that you might see underneath my video, as I personally can't endorse them, as this advertising is managed by YouTube and not by me. Everything I share here is based on my personal opinions, which come from my own understanding and experiences. I'm not an expert in any of these areas, so please consult with a qualified professional or someone you trust before taking my views as anything worthy to act on. Also, please do not go after anybody that I talk about in this video in a retaliatory manner or using law enforcement or social services in doing so. Today I want to focus on Katie Joy, who's also known as Without a Crystal Ball. If you're not familiar with her, I consider her a problematic content creator who seems to thrive on controversy and other people's suffering by exploiting others' work for her own gain without giving proper credit. Her approach is driven by a desire for extreme attention and fame, often at the expense of accuracy, respect, and to the well-being of others. Recently, I watched Nikki's video titled KJ, the TRO is not sealed, nice try, which offered some compelling insights. This video helped to clarify some of the details I previously misunderstood about certain dubious content creators and their questionable practices, such as signing up and misleading their intention for a house tour of a content creator related topic for clicks and views. Although I was initially mistaken about some of the aspects of that video since I had not watched that video, I still believe that these pair of creators are less than reputable. Still, Katie Joy's apparent envy and bitterness are evident in her attempts to undermine them and others while deflecting from her own bad behavior. She seems fixated on material wealth and high-ticket status, using them as a measure of worth. This obsession leads to her to belittle and criticize others' possessions and achievements or lack thereof, perhaps to make herself feel superior. Her critiques often come across as informative, but they are not. They are empty pieces of information that she finds actively during her lives without substance and are mean-spirited in delivery, reflecting a broader issue of materialism and superficiality in her approach. Furthermore, Katie Joy's behavior is indicative of an overall troubling trend in online content creation: the exploitation and shaming of people struggling with poverty for clout. This is particularly harmful because it perpetuates the stigma around poverty and mental illness, turning real struggles into fodder for clicks and views. Poverty shaming involves using someone's financial difficulties as a weapon for ridicule or criticism, often to boost one's own profile, and that person's profile is often shaky themselves. This practice not only lacks empathy, but also contributes to a cycle of harm and targeting where vulnerable individuals are further marginalized and exploited and disempowered. The connection between poverty and mental illness is significant and complex. People living in poverty are more likely to experience mental health challenges due to the relentless stress and trauma associated with financial instability. Poverty can exacerbate already existing mental health issues by creating additional barriers to accessing care and support, making navigation impossible for community resources and often being rejected by the very programs that were designed for them. It often leads to a cycle where the stress of financial hardship worsens mental health, which in turn makes it harder to escape poverty. This interplay creates a vicious cycle that can be incredibly difficult to break. Katie Joy's tendency to flaunt her opinions while deriding those less fortunate, coupled with her own financial struggles, is deeply troubling. She seems to overlook the profound impact that poverty and mental illness have on individuals' lives. Her focus on diminishing others' worth while she herself grapples with her own challenges reflects a lack of genuine understanding and compassion. In fact, it's non existent, and any information that she brings forth, again, is stuff that she actively searches for on Google during a live. She knows nothing about nothing. The broader issue here is the exploitation of people's struggles for personal gain. Some content creators thrive on sensationalizing and shaming others' hardships, using these issues as a means to garner attention and increase their own clout. This behavior is not only unethical, but also perpetuates, once again, a harmful cycle of insensitive and exploitation. And more often than not, people are more inclined to give money and resources to people who are suffering in in order to continue the behavior that is causing them to suffer, in the hope that they suffer more and eventually become unalived. In sum, Katie Joy's approach to content creation reflects a troubling disregard for the real life implications of poverty, mental illness, and the things that she has done to others outside of this particular issue. Her tendency to undermine and belittle others while failing to address her own shortcomings is symptomatic of a larger problem in online media. I also think that this has to do with having an unhealthy amount of narcissism, but please consult with a professional about that. It's crucial to recognize the impact of poverty and mental health struggles and to approach these issues with empathy and respect rather than using them as a platform for self promotion. Thank you for listening. I appreciate your time, and if you have any thoughts or comments, please feel free to share. I'm open to meaningful discussions on these important topics.